the 10 Sentimo coin of the Philippines, minted in 2013, is a small yet important part of the country's evolving coinage history. It reflects changes in Philippine currency systems, national identity, and economic adaptations. Though low in denomination, the 10 Sentimo coin carries cultural and historical symbolism. The 201310 Sentimo coin belongs to the BSP coin series, which was issued by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas BSP. This series was introduced in 1995 to replace the Flora and Fauna series and featured Filipino heroes and symbols of national pride. The 2013 10 Sentimo coin is made from aluminum, making it extremely lightweight and resistant to corrosion. This cost-effective material reflects economic practicality in minting lower denomination coins. The front of the coin features the name of the Republic of the Philippines and the profile of Apolinario Mabini, known as the brains of the revolution. The reverse shows the BSP seal and the denomination, 10 Sentimo. Mabini was a key revolutionary figure, philosopher, and prime minister of the First Philippine Republic. Including him on the coin pays homage to his vision of a just and independent Filipino nation. The 2013 coin was minted at a time when the 10 Sentimo had limited purchasing power but remained essential for exact pricing in retail and transportation. The BSP ensured that even low denominations stayed in circulation to maintain transactional accuracy. Though small in value, coins like the 10 Sentimo contribute to reducing inflationary rounding in consumer goods. It helped in fare systems, retail pricing, and vending machines that required exact coin values. Despite its modest value, the 10 Sentimo coin helps promote national pride by displaying Filipino heroes and official symbols, reminding citizens of the country's revolutionary roots. The BSP coin series was often criticized for design, simplicity, and lack of differentiation, especially among small coins. The 10 Sentimo, due to its size and color, was often mistaken for the 1 Sentimo coin, causing confusion in daily transactions. 2018, the new generation currency NGC coin series was launched, making the 10 Sentimo BSP series coin part of the older generation. The NGC series discontinued the 10 Sentimo due to its diminished economic role and impracticality in circulation. 2013 10 Sentimo is not rare, but due to its low usage and frequent loss due to small size, high-grade uncirculated pieces are sometimes sought by collectors. Coins in mint condition from this year may be worth more than face value in numismatic circles. 2013. These coins were still occasionally used in bus fare payments, change for exact amounts in small stores, and charity boxes. Their disappearance over time was natural due to wear, loss, and low utility. The central bank's coin management program aimed to balance production cost and usage. Coins like the 10 Sentimo were evaluated regularly, leading to eventual discontinuation in newer series. The Sentimo is derived from the Spanish word centimo, meaning a hundredth part. During the Spanish colonial period, the Philippine peso was divided into centavos, and the term Sentimo became widely used after Filipino replaced Spanish as the national language. As part of decimalization, the 10 centavos, centimos, became an important subunit under multiple regimes. Following independence, in 1946, the Philippines sought to create its own national coinage. The Central Bank of the Philippines, established in 1949, eventually transitioned from centavos to centimo under the Filipino series 1967, 1974, and later coin series, aligning with national language policies. 2013 10 Sentimo coin was a continuation of decades of evolving coin design. Filipino series 1967 introduced Sentimo in local spelling. Ang Bagong Lipunan series 1975 to 1983 reflected Marcos-era reforms. 1995 launch of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas coin series aimed to modernize Philippine currency after the establishment of the new central bank BSP in 1993. Coins from this series, including the 10 Sentimo, feature streamlined aluminum designs, national heroes on the obverse, BSP logo on the reverse. 10 Sentimo coin underwent major changes over the decades. Early versions were minted in nickel, brass, or bronze. The 1995 to 2017 BSP series, including the 2013 version, switched to aluminum, which is, however, this also made the coins easier to lose and prone to misuse. 2013, the value of 10 Sentimo was increasingly negligible in daily commerce. With inflation rising, This denomination was rarely accepted by vendors, not used in automated machines. Sometimes refused by public transport fare collectors. Still, the BSP continued to circulate them to maintain exact pricing integrity in formal retail. The coin's decreasing importance symbolized the shrinking real value of the Philippine peso, reflecting broader economic challenges, such as the image of Apolinario Mabini on the 10 Sentimo was significant. He was a paralyzed lawyer revolutionary and advisor to Emilio Aguinaldo. Despite his disability, Mabini drafted the first Philippine constitution. His inclusion on the coin sends a message. Even the smallest coin can carry immense national spirit. The 10 Sentimo and other small BSP coins faced criticisms, too similar in size and color to 1 Sentimo. Minimalist design made them hard to distinguish by touch or in dim light. No edge design, plain smooth edge added to confusion. The BSP retired the 10 Sentimo when the new generation currency coin series launched in 2018. This new series eliminated low-value coins like the 10 and 25 Sentimo, focused on coins starting from 1 Piso upward, used nickel-plated steel for better durability and recognition. The discontinuation of the 10 Sentimo was part of a global trend where low-denomination coins are phased out due to high minting costs exceeding face value. Banking transactions, especially in coin-operated services and rural banking. But by 2013, many banks had stopped. 1980 for Philippine 10 Sentimo coin was part of the Flora and Fauna series initiated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Central Bank of the Philippines, during the regime of President Ferdinand E. Marcos. This series was introduced in 1983 and remained in circulation until the early 1990s. Denomination 10 Sentimo, 0.10 Philippine peso. The profile of Francisco Baltasar, the renowned Filipino poet and writer often called Balagtas, facing left. His name, Francisco Balagtas, is inscribed along the upper rim. The year of minting, 1984, appears below his profile. Balagtas is best known for his masterpiece, Florandi at Laura, Filipino epic written in Tagalog. His inclusion symbolizes the nation's literary heritage. The reverse side features a detailed image of a native Philippine flora or fauna, typically consistent with the Flora and Fauna series. The 1984 10 Sentimo. The image is of the Kapakapa flower Madanilla magnifica, a native ornamental plant in the Philippines. The denomination 10 Sentimo is prominently displayed below the image. The phrase Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is engraved. During the early 1980s, the Philippines faced economic challenges, political tension, and a growing public demand for reform. Amid these events, the central bank launched the Flora and Fauna series, not only to modernize the currency, but also to promote Filipino identity, environmental awareness, and national pride. This series replaced the previous Ang Bagong Lipunan series, shifting the focus from political propaganda to national culture and biodiversity. The Flora and Fauna coin series, 1983 to 1994, was designed to showcase native plants and animals unique to the Philippines, encourage public appreciation for the country's rich biodiversity. Combine Filipino historical figures and natural heritage on coinage. This was the first time in Philippine numismatic history that such an effort was made on a wide scale. The 1984 10 Sentimo was widely circulated throughout the country. It was commonly used for minor purchases like candy, matches, or small services like public toilets and jeepney fare adjustments. Due to its small face value, it was often overlooked or lost, which contributes to its relative scarcity today. In mint condition, circulated coins are common and hold little monetary value. Philippine peso 0.10. Uncirculated or proof coins, especially those in original mint packaging, can fetch higher value among collectors. Its value may increase slightly over time, particularly in coin sets from the Flora and Fauna series, though the 10 Sentimo coin is no longer widely used in modern Philippine transactions due to inflation. It serves as a symbol of 1980s Philippine heritage. Coins like this preserve the memory of national literary figures, native biodiversity, and the socio-economic climate of the time. The mid-1990s, the Flora and Fauna series was phased out and replaced by the improved Flora and Fauna series, and later by the new BSP coin series introduced in 1995, the 1984 10 Sentimo coins. The 1984 10 Sentimo coin was minted under the presidency of Ferdinand Marcos during the final years of his administration. This period was marked by Martial law legacy. Though martial law was officially lifted in 1981, the government still operated under authoritarian control. Economic crisis. The early 1980s saw a severe downturn in the Philippine economy, driven by heavy foreign debt, rising inflation, and unemployment. Cultural promotion. The Flora and Fauna series, including this 10 Sentimo coin, reflected a state-driven campaign to strengthen national identity in a time of political unrest. Despite criticisms of the Marcos regime, initiatives like the coin series helped preserve aspects of Filipino cultural and natural heritage. Francisco Balagtas Baltasar 1788–1862, featured on the obverse, was a Tagalog literary genius whose works inspired future nationalist writers like Jose Rizal, best known for Florondia at Laura, a romantic and political allegory set in medieval Europe but written as a critique of colonial abuse in the Philippines, symbolic of Filipino resistance through literature, making him a powerful figure to represent on currency during politically tense periods. Placing Balagtas on the coin subtly emphasized nationalism, intellect, and literary tradition. The reverse image of the Kappa Kappa Metanilla magnifica serves several symbolic purposes. Endemic species. This flower is native to the Philippines and admired for its vibrant pink bracts. Environmental symbolism. The inclusion promoted awareness of Philippine flora at a time when deforestation and environmental issues were increasing. National pride. Highlighting such a plant reinforced the country's unique natural heritage, urging Filipinos to value what was locally beautiful and rare. The clean and elegant layout of the coin was a marked shift from the earlier Ang Bagong Lipunan series, which often featured bold political messaging. The Flora and Fauna series focused more on subtle symbolism rather than overt ideology. The simplicity of the 10 Sentimo design allowed both young and old citizens to easily recognize national symbols. 1984, 10 centavos had very little buying power. Few reasons include high inflation during the Marcos administration meant the real-world value of small denominations had diminished. Many people began to ignore or discard low-value coins, leading to natural attrition in circulation. Despite its small value, the coin remained legally valid for use until phased out in the 1990s. The coin was minted in large quantities, as it was still required in pricing schemes and for making exact change. However, circulated examples often show signs of heavy wear due to their frequent handling and small size. This makes uncirculated or proof condition pieces more desirable to collectors today. 1984 was a year of deepening economic and political struggle in the Philippines. The assassination of Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. in 1983 sparked massive public protests. This bimetallic coin reflects not only the evolution of Philippine coinage but also celebrates two national heroes. Below is the long, detailed history of this important coin. The 10 Piso coin was first issued in 2000, replacing the 10 peso banknote. This was part of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP's) effort to modernize Philippine currency and prolong its circulation. Life through coins instead of paper money. The 2005 version of the coin retained the same design as earlier issues but gained historical significance through its continued use during a politically and economically turbulent era. The coin is bimetallic, a combination of two different metals. Apo and Ario Mabini Wright, the brains of the revolution and first prime minister of the Philippines. The inscription Republica ng Pilipinas is at the top. The denomination 10 peso is below the portraits. The year 2005 is at the bottom. 2005. The Philippines faced significant political challenges. President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's administration dealt with controversies including electoral fraud allegations and economic difficulties. The 10 peso coin circulated widely during this period, becoming symbolic of a struggling yet resilient economy. The coin's use of two heroes represents both armed and intellectual resistance during the Spanish colonization. Bonifacio symbolizes revolutionary action, while Mabini represents diplomacy and governance. The pairing was strategic. It highlighted the unity of strength and intellect in shaping the nation, reminding Filipinos of the importance of both courage and wisdom in leadership. The 10 peso coin quickly became the dominant high-value coin in daily transactions. It was used extensively in transportation. G-fitting. The 2005 version is not considered rare, but some coins with errors or minting anomalies such as off-center strikes or double dies have become attractive to collectors. The coin has been used in classrooms to teach students about Philippine heroes, coinage design, and the importance of nationalism. Teachers often use the dual hero design to discuss revolutionary history. Before 2000, the 10 piso denomination was in banknote form. After 2005, the same design remained in circulation until 2017 when the new generation currency coin series was introduced. The 10 piso coin from 2018 onward features only Apolinario Mabini, dropping Bonifacio from the design, although not as sophisticated as paper bills. The coin's bimetallic structure and detailed engraving made it difficult to replicate, increasing public trust in its authenticity. The shift from bills to coins for the 10 piso denomination was economically significant. Andres Bonifacio, who appears on the left side of the 10 piso coin, was a working-class revolutionary who founded the Katastasan, Kagalangalangan Katipunan ng Mga Anak ng Bayan, KKK. His presence on the coin elevates the importance of grassroots resistance and Filipino independence from colonial rule. By placing Bonifacio on the coin, the nation honors the role of the common Filipino in achieving freedom. Mabini, paralyzed from polio, is called the Sublime Paralytic, and was a powerful thinker during the First Philippine Republic. He advised President Emilio Aguinaldo and created constitutional plans for governance. His inclusion represents leadership through intellect and the ability to lead despite physical limitations. Issued more than 50 years after Philippine independence, 1946, the coin marks a matured Filipino identity. Instead of using colonial figures or foreign leaders, the country emphasizes native heroes, promoting nationalism and pride in Filipino history. The Philippines' 1987 Constitution, following the fall of the Marcos dictatorship, called for a renewed sense of democratic identity. Currency issued afterward, including the 10 piso coin, reflected a return to democratic values, showcasing heroes of liberty rather than political elites. When the 10 piso coin was first introduced in 2000, there was public resistance. Many still preferred the 10 peso bill, which was lighter and more familiar. By 2005, however, circulation stabilized, as people got used to the coin and appreciated its durability and modern design. Most coins in the new design series had only one hero. The dual portrait of Bonifacio and Mabini made the 10 piso unique. It was a political and cultural decision to emphasize unity in diversity, militant and pacifist action and philosophy. This shift was not just about cost, it represented modernization. Coins are harder to counterfeit, last longer, and adapt better to machine-based commerce like automated fare systems, ATMs, and vending machines. The 10 piso 2005 was one of the first modern Philippine coins to feature a bimetallic structure, following global standards used by countries like the Eurozone and Canada. Its durability and distinct appearance helped curb fake coin production. The Banco Central ng Pilipinas (BSP) launched coin education drives in 2005 and 2006. These encouraged people to use coins properly and not hoard them. The 10 piso coin was at the center of these efforts, becoming a symbol of civic responsibility. On Bonifacio Day, November 30th, and Mabini Day, July 23rd, educational institutions and media outlets would often highlight the 10 piso coin. It was used as a learning tool in schools to teach about the Philippine Revolution and early Republican governance. Rural areas or barangays with little access to banks, the 10 piso coin functioned like the 198-10 Sentimo coin of the Philippines is part of the Ang Bagong Lipunan ABL series, a notable coinage era that reflected major socio-political and economic shifts in Philippine history during the time of President Ferdinand E. Marcos. Though small in denomination, this coin carries with it significant national symbolism, design evolution, and historical relevance. The year 1982 was deep into the rule of President Ferdinand Marcos under martial law declared in 1972 and lifted in 1981. Though authoritarian rule persisted, the country was undergoing massive changes politically and economically. Coins minted during this era reflected the ideals of Marcos's new society movement Bagong Lipunan, which sought to modernize the country under centralized control. The Ang Bagong Lipunan coin series was introduced starting in 1975. It was aimed at reinforcing the themes of a new society, discipline, nationalism, and unity under Marcos's vision. This series replaced older coinage from the Filipino series and was issued by the Central Bank of the Philippines. features the profile of Francisco Baltasar, commonly known as Balagtas, one of the greatest Filipino literary figures. The inscription reads Republica ng Pilipinas above, and Francisco Balagtas below. His image symbolizes Filipino cultural pride, especially in poetry and language. Shows the coin's denomination, 10 Sentimo. Includes the coat of arms of the Central Bank of the Philippines. The inscription, Ang Bagong Lipunan, is displayed prominently, echoing the New Society campaign. Using Francisco Balagtas on the coin not only commemorated his literary contribution, but also served as a subtle push toward cultural nationalism, a recurring theme during the Marcos regime. Promoting local heroes on coins was part of building a distinct Filipino identity during politically turbulent times. 10 Sentimo coin, while a low denomination currency, played a daily role in Filipino commerce. By 1982, its purchasing power had significantly decreased due to inflation, but it was still used for small transactions like jeepney fare additions, sari-sari store items, and school canteen purchases. These coins were minted by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Central Bank, using foreign and domestic minting facilities. In 1982, production was still high, though mintages began to drop as the coin's economic utility declined. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, the 10 Sentimo coin saw sharp declines in usage. Due to, eventually, this coin became almost obsolete in the 2000s and was demonetized. As of today, the 1980 to 10 Sentimo coin holds low monetary value, but is still collected by numismatists and historians for its. Francisco Balagtas, 1788 to 1862, was a giant of Tagalog literature, best known for his epic poem Florante at Laura. Featuring him on the coin reflects a deeper cultural message during the Marcos years, the push for linguistic and cultural pride using historical figures as tools of national unity. The Ang Bagong Lipunan coin series, the inscription Ang Bagong Lipunan, the New Society, wasn't just decorative, it symbolized a broad socio-political program. Launched by Ferdinand Marcos in 1970 to shortly after declaring martial law, his intention was to create a reformed society, promoting discipline, nationalism, and centralized governance. The coinage was used as a propaganda tool, subtly reinforcing the vision of a transformed Philippines. Through everyday currency, the 10 Sentimo coin of 1982, with this inscription, represented the height of this ideological messaging. Even the choice of heroes and symbols was part of the nation-building narrative. In authoritarian regimes, everyday objects are often used to convey authority and state ideology. The ABL coin series, including the 1982 10 Sentimo, became a silent but constant reminder of Marcos's power. Coins were widely circulated and reached all Filipinos, unlike newspapers or radio broadcasts that could be censored or ignored. Francisco Balagtas, the coin's central figure, symbolized not just poetry, but the use of language to inspire patriotism, aligning perfectly with Marcos's narrative. The early 1980s, economic problems such as foreign debt, corruption, and inflation were beginning to surface. The purchasing power of 10 centavos was rapidly diminishing. In the 1960s, 10 Sentimo could buy small snacks or candies. By 1982, it was losing functional value. This diminishing worth mirrored public sentiment, while coins displayed strength and stability on the surface. Underneath lay economic strain and rising poverty. Unlike modern coins with multi-layer alloys or color toning, the 1982 10 Sentimo was made of simple aluminum, lightweight, affordable, and easy to produce. This reflected not only the economic constraints of the time but also the technological limitations of the country's minting industry. Despite the simple material, the coin's sharp engraving of Balagtas and well-formed fonts reflect a commitment to aesthetic value, even in small denominations. To understand the 1982 issue more fully, it's helpful to look at the evolution of the 10 Sentimo coin. Pre-1975 Filipino series. Earlier 10 Sentimo coins had different figures and language styles, typically using Pilipinas instead of Republica ng Pilipinas. 1975 -1983 ABL series political influence became more visible. National heroes like Balagtas were given prominent focus. Mid-1980s onward, the Flora and Fauna series replaced the ABL series with more neutral, nature-themed designs as the political climate shifted after Marcos's ouster. Francisco Balagtas represents not only poetry but freedom of expression. His major work, Florandi et Laura, though set in a fictional world, subtly criticized the colonial and social injustices of his time. Featuring him during martial law was ironic, as press freedom and literary critique were suppressed. Still, placing Balagtas on the coin served as a reminder of Filipino literary excellence. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.